Page 22, Gentle Breezes. So I'm going to go through my routine for learning a piece of music, and you can follow along if you'd like, or whatever. So first to look it over, it's 3 pages long, so we got to deal with a page turn. It's treble and bass clef at the beginning, 1 flat in the key signature. We appear to be in the key of D minor. Here, make sure you can do the D minor scale and the F major scale, because those are the 2 keys, the 2 scales with the key of 1 flat. And 3/4 time signature. I want to check and make sure I got the notes and the fingering and all that. Right hand, you're just starting here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Then the D minor chord, and then a D, E, G. And that's tied. On page 9, 1 and 2, 3. 1 and 2. 1 and. Now for this is what? Measure 16. C sharp A, you can do 2/5 or 1/5, depends on how big your hands and fat fingers are. I tend to do a 2/5, I like to keep my hand out here. But you can do a 1/5 if you want, it's okay. Now measure 33, you're down here, 1 and 2. Don't forget the B flats, it's the signature. 36, the left hand plays that chord, and you come up here. Okay, left hand, we're up here. 1, 2, connect all this, and then thumb. So we just take advantage of the repeated note to change hand position. So we're 4 and then 1. So I'm doing that this way I'm in position. And going on measure 7 is here, measure 8 is here, and the measure 9 if you want, you can start with 4th finger. If your hand's big enough. Otherwise, you got to use 5th finger again. It's between you and the size of your hand. Because even with this, I can use 2 and 3 there. This measure, what, 10? Or you can use 3 and 1. Again, depends on whether you want to be up here. Measure 13, you're down here. Measure 15, they don't need the flat sign, it's a flat anyway. But you just had a natural, so they're being clear, it's okay. Put the hands together, here slowly. Here. That's a 1, 2, 3, okay. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. You put the hands together. And then go back through it all and get rid of all the hesitations. The only hesitation that you're allowed for now is the page turn. You can stop to turn the page, and we'll deal with that a little later. No other hesitations anywhere. Then I think about the articulation. It's all pretty connected. You can lift up. Otherwise, you're pretty much connecting it, and the pedal's going to cover it up anyway. It's all pretty connected, but we'll talk about the pedal in a little bit. Measure 9, 2-note slurs. I suggest you'll connect them all. Just connect them all, if you can. Now on measure 16, here, going into measure 17, connect that. Don't go, no, connect it here. So you're pretty much connecting everything as far as articulation goes. And then I think about the dynamics. It's sort of both hands, but I think that for the most part, starting at measure 7, it's really the right hand. It's like the first line is almost an introduction, not quite. It sort of sets the mood. It's both hands. But then measure 7, that's what we want to hear. So, okay, so it's moderately loud at the beginning. Mezzo forte, both hands. On measure 7 on the right hand, you're going to crescendo. I suggest you come down about a moderately soft and go back up. Give it a little more. The left hand, you're playing that's a forte, is softer. It's like the right hand is growing out of that. And then this right hand we want to hear, the left hand's in the background. Soft, echo. And then a little louder. You get the idea. And a measure 30, you're here. soft, both hands going on. Both hands, and then moderately soft. Now moderately loud, measure 41. And at measure 45, you're loud in the right hand. Count down. Loud, moderately soft, soft. Each one. And you're going to hang on to that fermata for a bit, whatever feels right. There's no set time for the fermata, you just hang on to it. If I do it with a metronome, I'll hold it for 6 counts instead of 3, and then you're back to moderately loud, both hands. And the off tempo means take off again. So you can get the dynamics. Then once I have the dynamics, I think about the tempo or the speed. Gently with feeling. Oh, goody. The coffee I've been drinking is starting to kick in, so I don't know about gently. And the with feeling, that comes after you get to know it, and you get the mechanics out of the way, and you get into the music, and then you start feeling the music. You do that with everything. It's just here, be gentle. These are gentle breezes. These are not wind storms. Not too fast. It's a gentle breeze. And then, of course, they've added pedal. No big surprise there. And he's pedaling pretty much everything. Is lag pedaling? Well, first, of course, when you try it out, you start that way. You try what's suggested, and then you can adjust it as you see fit. If you don't like the sound, change it. So the notes go down first, then the pedal. I change the pedal after I play the notes. Measure 16 with it here. I'm going to lift the pedal up after I play that. I'm not going to pedal that measure. I want this clean. It leads in, and then I'll start pedaling again. So starting at measure 13, we're here, and then I can pedal again there. Measure 30, we're here. I'm dying away. And it's hard to die away when I keep adding more notes. So a lot of times in piano, when it does this, because it has a diminuendo there, I will change the pedal to get rid of some of the notes. So I would pedal measure 31 here, then I would change it on measure 32 just to get rid of some of those other notes so it can die away more. That's a personal thing. So measure 30, it's and then soft. And you can actually have a little bit of silence in here if you want. If you do, lift the pedal up with the hands. It's like taking a breath here. So forth. If I play the right notes, it'd help. But hopefully you're getting the idea with the pedal. Now, measure 45, you're loud here in the right hand. I almost have to keep the pedal down because I'm still loud. I'm coming down a little bit, but I'm still on the loud side. So I don't want to die away too much. If I changed it, that changes it too much. So now I've pretty much got to keep the pedal. If it were a lot softer here, then I would change the pedal on measure 48. But now I would not here. Leave it down. And then if you want a little silence, you lift the pedal up with the hands, like taking a breath. If you don't want the silence, then you overlap it. Now at the bottom, page 60 or measure 60, it's here. I don't know. We're dying away, we're getting softer again, and I've got all this. I might change the pedal there and maybe the last couple beats or so. Just to get rid of some of the sound. I mean, you don't have to change it at the measure. You listen to the sound. I could change it on beat 2 or 3. I change it on beat 2. This is the last 4 measures. On the second measure there, the third measure from the end, I could change it on beat 2 of the measure. Here, or I could change it on beat 3. So you get a different sound effect depending on when you change the pedal. You have to decide. Or don't change the pedal, leave it off. Maybe you prefer that. That's okay, it's what's written. And we have to deal with this page turn, because it's really important that when you have a page turn, you be able to do it without messing up the beat. The beat needs to be a steady beat throughout. I have heard people performing, reading music and performing, and when they get to a page turn, they just stop, turn the page, and then go on. Oh, I want to shake them. No. Find a way to turn that page without messing up the beat. Now, ideally, you memorize the piece. That's the best. Or at least memorize page 24. That much. If you could do that much, that would help. If that doesn't work, then maybe there's somebody there to turn the page for you. I've had people do that too. But if that's not available, you have to turn the page yourself. Well, isn't this nice? You try and find a place somewhere near the page turn where one hand isn't doing anything. For instance, the last measure of page 23, you're here. Right hand's not busy, so quickly turn the page with the right hand. Sometimes one hand can help out the other. So maybe at the bottom of page 23 and here, instead of using left hand, maybe I use right hand for that. I mean, I'm pedaling it. The pedal will keep the notes going down here, because that way, once I'm done with that, I can immediately turn the page with the left hand. I mean, that works too. So it's one thing or another. Now, if you can't do any of that, then you have to leave out notes. We don't want to leave out notes if we can help it. That's last choice. You have to figure as a melody, don't leave out melody notes. You have to leave out something else. And that's here, you kind of need it all. You don't want to leave out much of anything here. So probably it's either turn the page real quick as you're doing this, turn it with your right hand, or let the right hand play that note here, and while you're doing that, turn it with the left hand. That way, would be my suggestions. We do practice page turns in piano when we need to. Let's play this together very slowly and check the notes and the rhythms. I'm not going to do any dynamics. We're just checking notes and rhythms. That's it. And I can't do the page turn here. So I'm going to do the first 2 pages, and I'm going to stop. I'm going to turn the page. I'm going to count in again, another 3 counts, and then do page 24. So I'll give us 3 counts at the beginning. 1, ready, go. three. One, two, three. One, two, three. Turn the page. One, ready, go. One, two, three, hold, go on. Two, three,